In this day and age, the simplest and most effective way to attract more women, if that's what you want, is to increase your level of physical attractiveness, especially through building a sexy physique. In most scenarios, a woman will make her decision about you in the first 3 seconds of just looking at you. Now, most guys think this is a bad thing because you don't have time to let your personality shine, to be funny, to brag about your funds, right? But when you have an attractive physique, this is a massive benefit because your first impression is so much better than other guys. You automatically stand out. About a week ago, I went to a bar with one of my friends from Australia. Now, we're both in shape, attractive guys. We're getting stares left, right, and center, usual stuff, right? Now, in this bar, the dance floor was pretty packed. And on the second floor, there was not many people up there, but the people on the second floor can see who's beneath, right? And there's one girl up there, mixed race like me, attractive, who's just staring at me as soon as I walk in. I just look at her for a few seconds, let her know that I've seen her, right? And then I just go about my business, dancing, vibing with my friend. About 5 minutes later, she comes down straight up to me and says, "I just wanted to let you know that you're so hot." What did I do to get this reaction from a girl that I don't know? Did I do anything? Did I say anything? Did I, spit some game, show my personality? No, I literally just walked into the bar and 5 minutes in there and a girl's coming up to me and saying I'm so hot. That's the power of a positive first impression. When you take pride in your appearance and improve the way you look massively, you'll have reactions like that. Now, obviously, after the fact that she's already come up to me and complimented me unprovoked, that's when I take it from there and, spit some game, sit down with her, take her to another place, take her back to my apartment, Bible study session. Now, all of that comes with a lot of experience with women, but most importantly, dealing with women who have genuine desire for you just because of the way you look. That makes everything, talking to women, so much smoother. Realistically, when a woman looks at you, there's like an instant attraction assessment. How good do you look? Are you her type? Can she see something with you? And this is just biologically. This is not superficial. This is not vain. This is just natural. You do the same thing when you look at a woman. Is she your type? Now, obviously, if you have low standards, then pretty much every woman can be your type. But once you improve yourself, then you can have higher and higher standards. Subconsciously, her brain is processing things like how good are your genetics, how dominant are you, how much social status have you got? And the easiest way to improve all of those things is by getting physically fit, by getting in insane shape, which takes you a level above all the other guys around you. And like I said, a lot of this happens subconsciously, just because it's like evolutionary programming. If you're more physically fit, then you're more likely to have better genetics, have better children, survive, like continue the bloodline. Do you know what I mean? So there's nothing you or her can do about it. You may as well get with the program. Don't be a fool and listen to women who say, no, I prefer dad bods, I prefer skinny men. Well, a lot of these women have boyfriends with skinny physiques and dad bod physiques, 20% body fat, and they go and cheat on their boyfriends with me and my friends who all have six packs. So it's just up to you, really. It might sound outrageous to guys who have no physical discipline or weak minds, no desire to improve themselves, right? But I really don't blame a woman at all for leaving her boyfriend, for example, for a guy who's more physically fit. It makes perfect sense to me. Being physically fit, having an attractive physique is not just about the physique itself, the superficial, the superficial aspect of it, even though that's a massive part because, you want your girl to actually like what she sees, right? But it's the mental fortitude, the self-esteem, the respect, all these things that come together just to make you a better man. Makes perfect sense to me why a girl would want a man who is better in a lot of areas in life, and you can see it very quickly just from how a guy treats himself, treats his body. Once you get a nice physique, you'll really see how much better everybody treats you, strangers that you don't know, both men and women. Obviously, we're focused more on the women's side for obvious reasons, but the men will definitely respect you more as well. And it's all because of this instant visual assessment that people do. Just from looking at somebody, you make a lot of assumptions immediately. Again, in terms of dating, being physically fit is going to skyrocket your results in whatever scenarios you find yourself in to meet women. Let's say you go to a bar, you walk into the bar and you're the most in shape guy there, you have the best physique there, you have instant attraction from women, instant intrigue, you have social status because you're the best at something there, right? It makes it so much easier. Like, I'll walk into a bar, I don't have to try. There's women staring at me from all angles. Like, I don't even have time to talk to all of them. And just in terms of statistics, if you actually take your diet, nutrition, training, and all these things serious, it's not really that hard to have the best physique in a certain scenario. Obviously, if you're at the gym, if you're at a fucking influencer bodybuilder gym, then the standards are going to be a lot higher. But if you go into a random bar in your city, more than likely, if you've been going to the gym for genuinely 6 to 9 months and you've taken everything seriously, you'll probably have the best physique in the bar, to be completely honest with you. And like I said, the results that you get from that is insane. If you go on dating apps, all the women on dating apps are swiping past guys who have shit profiles with shit physiques, don't really take much pride in their appearance. You lock in for a year, take your physical attractiveness serious, and you'll probably have one of the best dating profiles in your area, and now you're getting loads more matches. If you are in social situations, a friend introduces you to a female friend. Now, instead of before, when you weren't in great shape and you would get introduced and she'd be like, oh, what's your name? And then you shake hands and then she'd go back and talk to her other friends, right? Now, you shake hands, she's like, oh, what's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? And she's hovering around you because it's like, who are you? Why do you look so good? I honestly didn't realize how important being in great shape and being physically attractive is until I got there myself, until I compared the results in all sorts of scenarios, not just with women, but with everything really, from before I was in great shape, and now that I am in great shape. Still improving, of course, so I just expect my results to get even better, which is quite exciting. But the difference is absolutely crazy. When you start to improve your physique, the V-taper, the masculine frame, right, start to get lean enough, your face is gonna look chiseled, you've got abs. The women start to look at you like who is this guy? He actually takes care of himself. That's rare. He must be somebody. And if he's not somebody yet, then he's going to be somebody. Most of the time, if you don't have some sort of impression similar to that on a woman, you've essentially failed the visual assessment, right? Then that's pretty much it. You're going to be fighting a very difficult uphill battle from there to try and introduce your personality when she already doesn't really like what she sees. And that's even aside from the point that just like most guys don't have a good physique, most guys also have a shit personality. Like they don't know how to interact with women effectively. So let's combine those two things, right? Having a bad physique with having bad social skills with women. And that's why you can see that most guys just don't have any success at all. And a good thing about being more physically attractive, building an attractive physique and having more interactions with women as a result of that most guys don't speak about, right? Most people don't talk about this, is that when you are more physically attractive, more women want to interact with you, which makes you have better social skills. Obviously, social skills are just an iteration of speaking to women, basically. Social skills with women specifically, but also translates to everything. Is that once you look better, once you build a good physique and more women actually want to speak to you, and men as well, because they respect you, they might want to learn from you, then your social skills get better in general, which obviously translates to dating. Obviously, that's not going to come automatically. You still have to put yourself out there, but it really does make it a lot easier to start building those skills and basically making you the whole package. You look good, you talk well, and then it's really just easy game from there. People will tell you, yeah, just be confident, just put yourself out there. But in my opinion, if you don't look the part, then that's not effective at all, because people will automatically degrade you in their minds just because you don't have a positive first impression just physically. When you have an attractive physique and you look good, you look like you take pride in yourself, then when you combine that with confidence as well, which you will also get from looking good, then honestly, it's actually, the compound effects basically is actually insane. If you look physically unappealing, then most women will just immediately dismiss you, no matter what else you can offer, right? If that's you, if you're very physically overweight, out of shape, you look like you don't take pride in yourself, then you will be immediately dismissed. And to be so honest with you, it's deserved. It really is deserved. The great news, obviously, is that you can change that. You can start to be more physically disciplined, get your nutrition right, your training, start getting an attractive physique, and you're gonna see the results that you get currently if you're overweight or you just don't look that great. When you're physically in shape are so different. They're life-changing. Honestly, your mindset is completely rewritten. Most guys really do get treated quite poorly by women, if I say so myself, by my standards at least, right? And that's just because they haven't provided enough value. They haven't shown that they have enough value to be treated a lot better. Once you have improved yourself a lot and you have the capability to choose the standards of behavior from women, then you'll see how much better your life is, basically. Once you consistently start to pass this instant visual assessment from women, you'll see how much better interactions are. And not just from your perspective, but from her perspective as well. She's actually enjoying herself now because she's with someone that she finds attractive. And you enjoy yourself more as well, because being with a girl that has genuine desire for you and actually likes you is so much better than trying to drag out some morsel of personality from a girl that doesn't really find you attractive. And that relates back to choosing the standards, because now if I go and speak to a girl, like more time, I only speak to girls who show me interest, you know, by repeatedly looking at me or whatever. Anyways, so most of the time, my intuition that a girl likes me is bang on anyway. But let's say I go speak to a girl and she's not really showing me that much interest, she's not flirting with me, she's not showing me a lot of personality indicating that she likes me, then I'll just leave that situation, that interaction straight away. Because I've been with so many women now that really like me, that I'm completely their type. So it really doesn't make sense to me to waste my time with girls that don't really show that much interest for me anymore. And once you've leveled yourself up, you can do that as well. You don't waste time like most guys do, forcing conversations with mid to low interest girls just because you don't have that many options. You only go for the highest interest girls. And once you've got to a decent level, again, there'll be a lot of those. And then it makes everything easier. Like, I don't really cold approach girls or anything anymore, like girls who have not even seen me, right? Just because I have enough options with very high interest girls who will make the interaction go a lot smoother, and I'll just enjoy myself more with them as well. I'm sure there's still some guys going around trying to optimize their pickup lines. Like, if these guys spent as much time in the gym and dialing in their nutrition as they did with pickup lines, then they'd be able to go up to a girl like me and say, "Where you from?" And the girl would start giggling straight away, like I've just told her the funniest joke in the world. And then you go on an instant date with her. And it's just because of the physical impression, really, the first impression, just because she likes what she sees in front of her. So basically, whatever you say is gonna sound good automatically. Definitely one of the most eye-opening ways that you can kind of see this instant physical assessment for yourself is from dating apps. Like when I first got Tinder, you know, a few years ago, whatever, and I obviously didn't have great pictures, I didn't have a great physique either, and I got a handful of matches in a few days or a week or something, like less than 10, something like that, which is pretty bad. Obviously nothing came from that, no dates, nothing like that. And now if I go on a dating apps, which I use sometimes, and I have nicer pictures with obviously a very nice physique as well, and I'll get like 100 matches plus in a couple days, maybe a day, depending on where I am. And that's obviously a lot better. Get dates from that, Bible study sessions, you know what goes on. And that's literally just from my physique alone. Like my first picture on a dating app will be a nice shirtless picture, something like this. For example, I'll put it up on the screen. And from there, that's how I get my matches. My bio is nothing. My bio is something like swipe right if you want to get choked. Like I use that one sometimes. Like, what does that mean? That's literally so low effort, but because I look physically attractive, that's how it works, really. Some guys that you'll see on dating apps, if you go on a woman, like if you have a female friend or something, and you go on her Tinder and you swipe through some guys, not only do all their profiles look absolute shit and they look like shit because they're not in shape, their bio will be like a paragraph, for example, 2 paragraphs of the whole life story. Like, come on, bro, nobody's fucking reading all that. If your pictures don't look good, if you're not instantly jumping out as someone who's attractive, nobody's reading that. Nobody's reading that anyway. If those guys spent as much time writing a nutrition plan for themselves as they did writing that bio, probably took them like 5 days, then they would get a lot better results on dating apps and in real life, of course, as well. Just because you need to focus on the things that matter, really. You shouldn't be focusing on going on dating apps, to be honest, at all, if you're not physically in shape. Simple as that. You shouldn't, in my opinion, you shouldn't be focusing on dating if you're not physically in shape, unless you're already like, nah, to be honest, there's no excuse. I'll be so honest. There's no excuse. If you're not physically in shape, that should be your number one priority, because it makes everything else in your life better. You'll see the social proof that you get as well when you're physically attractive, when you have an attractive physique, right? Women will see and know subconsciously that other women are attracted to you, which makes them more attracted to you, which makes other women more attracted to you. Do you see the positive feedback loop, right? And then men will also respect you more. They might look for tips, for guidance. You'll make friends with guys who are also like on your level, in shape as well, which just makes your social status a lot better. To be honest, even men will see how much better women treat you and then be inspired by that and actually respect you because of that. I'll give you an example actually from like 4 days ago or something. I was at a beach club, right? And there was this Polish, I think she was Polish, this blonde girl who was staring at me in the crowd of people on the dance floor. And like I said, I don't really play by the rules that other men play by when it comes to women, because I have an attractive physique and I really take care of myself and I get a lot better results than other guys. I can do things that other guys just can't do. So I go up to this woman and I tap her on the waist and I take my hand out like this, give her my hand like this, and I just bring her towards me and I lead her out through the crowd just straight like that. I've not even said a word to her. She's following me out through the crowd, holding my hand. And after I've spoken to her, whatever, some guys come up to me and they're like, yo, bro, we've seen that. We just saw what you did with that girl. That was sick. They all fucking dapped me up. I was like, yo, you can do it as well if you get an attractive physique. So other men will see the results that you get and they'll be like, yo, I want that as well. Now that I think about it, I didn't even give that girl my hand. I gave her my finger. I think I gave her my middle finger like this to hold and shit, and I led her out through the crowd. Deep it, like, I met her 5 seconds ago and then I gave her my finger. I didn't say anything to her, and she's following me out through the crowd, left her friends as well. Honestly, I can't even explain it. Like, once you look better physically than everybody else around you, you don't play by the same rules. Like, you have such a different experience with women that it doesn't even make sense to people. Like, most men can't even comprehend what I've just said, as if that's even possible. I know there'll be people saying, oh, he's lying, he don't do that. Multiple times, several times. This is a regular basis. It wasn't even like I'm telling you this story enthusiastically, right? Because I want you to understand how easy it can be once you've really improved yourself. But this happens to me on a regular basis, and it's just because my standards that I hold myself accountable to, in terms of my physique, in terms of my standards with women, is just so much higher than everybody else's, than most guys, that it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to ever let myself drop below the standards that I am achieving right now with women and with my physique, just because the results are so good, and I want you to have those results as well. I really do believe that every guy who really puts in a solid amount of effort, locks into their training, their nutrition, their diet, their sleep, their mindset with women, going in and speaking to women for a considerable amount of time. Like, I've been on this journey or whatever for a few years now, 3 years. It's not even that long in terms of life, of course, but honestly, the results are absolutely insane. And most people can get it. It's just that most people don't really try whatsoever. Investing into building an attractive physique is absolutely the highest leverage activity that you can do for your dating life. If you want to attract more women, you need to have an attractive physique. Obviously, there's workarounds. You can pay for girls. You can really hammer in on optimizing your game, and you'll get definitely better results than guys who don't do either of those things. But the leverage is not really there as it is with building an attractive physique. Because if you have an attractive physique and you have money, then it's like you can get any girl you want. If you have an attractive physique and you can talk to them really well, you've built a lot of social skills, then you can get any girl you want pretty much, right? And it's the fact that being physically in shape will make it easier to do either of those things. You'll be able to improve your social skills faster because people actually want to talk to you. You'll be able to make more money because you'll be more confident to start a business, and people will give you promotions because you look better. Like, honestly, the returns are insane. You can genuinely do anything you want once you've built an attractive physique. Once you look physically better and you've built the mindset to actually get an attractive physique, that translates to everything else in life. I just mentioned confidence, right? Being physically fit massively impacts your confidence, like massively, in a variety of different aspects. But let's say in terms of women, if you have very high self-esteem, like your self-esteem, right, is the reputation that you have with yourself. If you want to be in shape physically, and you are, then you have high self-esteem because you've fulfilled your reputation that you have with yourself. Once you know you look better physically than everybody else around you, really, you have no issues approaching a woman. You have no issues talking to new people. You have no issues doing things that put you out of your comfort zone because you've already done that. You already know that you're going to succeed because you've already done things that are hard that most people can't do. If you already know that there's a very high chance that the woman you go and speak to is going to find you attractive, it really isn't that difficult to go and speak to her anymore. That type of confidence can't be faked. You really have to earn that just from improving yourself. That mindset shift is so powerful because most guys just hope to attract women. Like, they hope when they go and speak to a woman that she's gonna like them. That's why they try and impress them with pickup lines or, funny jokes or whatever it is, right? Obviously, you can improve your social skills and make her laugh and shit, but most guys really go into an interaction with a woman with the wrong frame of trying to prove themselves to her. Once you've already built that value for yourself and you know that you're impressive, you're just an impressive person because you are better in an aspect than everybody else around you, then you don't have that frame anymore. If anything, she's trying to prove herself to you, why she deserves you. Once you have that mindset, that frame to go into an interaction with a woman, then honestly, the results just 10 times. Your body language will be better. The way you speak to her will be better because there's a certain energy that you can give to a woman where if you know that if she doesn't show you interest, you're just gonna go straight to a new one that will show you interest because you have a lot of options, because you look good physically. then she can sense that. Basically, she knows that, oh shit, this guy doesn't actually need me. Like, most guys will be desperate for women because they don't have many options. But once you have options, because you look physically fit, you have a good physique, then you don't give that energy anymore, and it really turns women on, to be honest with you. Being fit is not just going to get you more options like that as well, but it's going to get you better options. If you want a woman who is physically fit, slim waist, big ass, takes her gym serious, takes her nutrition serious, sleeps well, doesn't stay out till 4 a.m. every night to party, right? If you're not a guy who also takes all those things serious as well, how on earth would you expect to get a woman like that? Obviously, a woman who looks good and therefore feels good and all these things is going to be a lot higher quality and look a lot better, more physically attractive than a lot of women who don't do those things. Just like the same as with guys, right? So if you walk up to a woman like that and you're not that type of person yourself, or even better, slightly better than her, right? Then how on earth would you expect to get her? How on earth would you expect to attract that type of woman if you're not doing those things as well? If you're not physically in shape, but you want a woman who's physically in shape, which is every man on the planet, then you need to stop daydreaming and get to work. You need to start getting in shape so you can bring your reality closer to your dreams, ideally, right? There's actually something funny that happens once you start ascending the levels in terms of physical attractiveness. And it's that the girls that you previously thought were kind of out of reach, like they look great, they're very physically attractive, they take care of their hair, their skin, they go to the gym, they have nice physiques. These girls, like almost Instagram model type girls, right? Something like that. Once you are also kind of matching the level in terms of having a nice physique and all these things and looking great physically, you attract these women a lot easier than you would think. Technically, these women have a lot of options, right? Every guy wants a girl who's like that. But most guys are just not on that level whatsoever. And a girl will never really go for a guy who's below her level in terms of value. So once you are kind of like matching that level, at least even slightly above, once you can get there, is that these girls, they'll just go for it straight away, because there's not many of these types of guys around who also take care of themselves, go to the gym, have an amazing physique, look good, feel good, all these things. And again, this does something absolutely fantastic for your mindset, because once you've come across a few of these girls who look physically amazing, because you do also, and they also give you amazing energy, they give you attention, they show you that they like you, they flirt with you, you will never ever drop back down to the level that most guys are at, where they're talking to girls who are not even that physically attractive, who have bad habits, they drink and smoke and all these stuff, right? And they also give them dead energy on top of that, because they have a lot of mid guys who come and approach them, so they have an inflated ego and all these sorts of things, right? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Again, if you do want to be attractive to this higher standard of women, you do need to be of a very high standard yourself. You probably need to be at the level where people are thinking, oh shit, you could be a fitness model. Do you know what I mean? And again, it's honestly doable for most men. It's very simple to do, genuinely, if you just think about it in terms of building the right muscle proportions and then getting lean as fuck. Most men can do it. It's just that 99.99% of men have never stuck to anything so consistently like that in their lives, which is why most men won't get there. Some men will say it's superficial or shallow to focus on your appearance, but when you actually understand reality and you really see how much of a difference it makes in your life, then it becomes the opposite. It becomes like you start to think that people who don't focus on their appearance and really improve how they look and how they come across, they're just stupid. Like, it's genuinely just stupid to not utilize something as powerful as this in your favor. It should be encouraging, honestly, to realize how quickly people judge you, how attraction works. And you can either have negative or positive consequences as a result. Because once you start reaping those positive benefits due to the way you look, due to your positive first impressions on other people, then you're going to see how amazing it is. Honestly, like in terms of the general population, it's really understated. They really don't realize how massively important it is to take your physical attraction into account to get that first impression very positive. So once you understand that, once you rewire your mindset to take that as a priority, you're going to see the massive positive benefits, and it's something I want you to experience. So take into account what I've said in the video. You're going to see what I'm talking about. It's absolutely insane. If you do want more help to build that attractive physique, to look physically amazing, in better shape than you've ever looked in your life, then check the top link in the description. That's my community. I'll help you do that. All the modules, all the guidance from me, posts that I do frequently as well, to help you with getting what you want from life, basically. The results with women, with your physique, everything you need there. DM me on Instagram if you do want more personalized one-to-one coaching as well.